Fix what I couldn't see. Eating clean, playing my part. Still something breaking inside my heart. I was doing everything right, and everything kept getting worse. Following every line they drew, still ended up in reverse. Five pills lined up on the sink, one telling me what to think. Said give it time, you'll be okay. But I kept drifting further away. I was doing everything right, and everything kept getting worse. Gave them everything I had, still couldn't break that curse. Then one day I just let it go. Stopped chasing what I didn't know. Took one step, changed one thing, turned my back on everything. This is my why. North Dakota Carnivore changed my life. Kept it simple, stripped it down, turned it all the way around. Lost the weight, cleared my mind, left that old road far behind. What I found was something true, did it myself, and so can you.
Good morning. It's Saturday morning. What a beautiful day it is. Bright and sunny out today. We're looking for some hot time in North Dakota today. This is going to be probably the hottest weekend that I can remember in a long time here in North Dakota. Our forecast for today is for 101 degrees. Our forecast for tomorrow, we're looking at 109. And then on Saturday 100, Sunday is 109, and Monday is 101 again. It's been a long time since we've had temperatures like this at this time of the year. It's kind of early. I mean, we get them. Everybody does. It's just the way this summer's been and the way the spring's been. It's really surprising to see them at this time. We've had one of the wettest, weirdest, coolest spring summers so far. Just last Tuesday, our high temperature was only 65 degrees. And then Sunday, we're at high temperatures 109. with their forecasting. It's crazy. That's all I can say. I got distracted. I don't know why. And I had a couple of things I wanted to put in here just to show, but just kind of crazy when stuff doesn't work out the way you want it to. I had a great interview this morning with Dan on Lions Carnivore podcast. The guy is a great host. If anybody wants to get their story out there, you should contact Dan. He does a great job. So let's see who's in the chat this morning. We have Brian. Good morning, Brian. It's nice to see you here. Yeah, I had a good walk today. 3.3 miles in just under an hour's, just over 18 and a half minutes a mile or something like that. So it was actually a really good walk this morning. The only problem I had this morning is I got more mosquito bites this morning in that 1 hour than I had all of last year. They were just thick out there. Jules, this is my wife's phone. And it says, "Hi, Papa. It's Briella. Hello, Briella. Good morning. It's nice to see you in here this morning." Yep. Good morning. Yeah, I saw that, Brian. That's good. That's a combination of the 3 slide decks I did. I put them into an AI, and I had the AI do that, and it comes out with that informational video, and it actually came up pretty good. I have another slide deck that goes through for all 3 days of the 72-hour fast that I'll be doing next week too. I do like doing the slides when I do the fasting. It makes a big difference. But so I was talking just a minute ago about the temperatures. These are our temps coming up here. And Friday, I know it went over that. Today's supposed to be 100, tomorrow's 109, and then Monday, 101. And that's supposed to level out like in the mid 80s, low 90s for the rest of the week, which is normal for this time of year. That's what I expect is the 80s and the 90s. Friday coming up starts our state fair, and that's here in town. So we're going to have a huge influx of people, and it just gets crazy. Aaron, hey, good morning. How are you doing? You out doing umpiring today on your way to a game somewhere? I'm glad you caught it too. It was nice to see you guys in there. I saw Brian was in there, you were in there, Angie was in there. Who else was in there? There's a couple other, Carolina Carnivore was in there. There's quite a few people in there. I really appreciate that. I know Dan does too. Dan's a great host. If you guys want to get your story out there too, you can get with Dan. Yeah, it's crazy weather. I mean, going from a high of 65 on Tuesday to a high of 109 on Sunday. That's just crazy. Bride's Biscuit, good morning. What's up, fam? Angie, good morning. Great interview with Dan this morning. I agree. Like I said, Dan's a great host. Oh, that's right. You're working. You leave in about an hour to umpire. Okay, that's good. Listen while you work. Get paid to interact. Good way to do it. Good morning, Rick. It's nice to see you. Yeah. It's always a pleasure to be on Rick's Live. I know Rick does post this stuff when we're going through, and he shows the different channels and different times that they come on. He'll pop on and he'll show a quick spot of the live and stuff. I love that. I think that's great, and I appreciate it. Thank you, Rick. And Mr. Biscuit. Okay, you gotta call Bryce Biscuit Mr. Biscuit. If you don't watch Dustin on Sunday morning, then you don't know what I'm talking about. I love the way Dustin does it. It's really cool. So I actually just finished an alternate day fast this morning too. That's one of the things I've been working on is getting my alternate day fasting back to what I used to be able to do. Back in December and January, I did alternate day fasting and I had no problem doing it. And that's actually what helped me get to my lowest weight. Since then, I've kind of stopped doing alternate day fasting. I was just doing a longer extended fast a couple times a month. And then I wasn't really getting the weight loss and my weight stalled and went back up a little bit. Instead of losing any weight, I gained a steady 15 pounds and sometimes up to about 22 pounds. My heaviest weight again back in June 15th, was 227 pounds. And it was around that time that I saw the Dr. Boz video where she was talking about one of her people who did a 26-week long series of 72-hour fast. So he would fast 72 hours a week, and he did it for 26 weeks. And he had great success. I was thinking to myself, it's not a bad idea. And in the 4 days that I'm not fasting, if I could take one of those days and not put in a alternate day fast for 36 hours, that could get me back into being able to do the alternate day fasting, because I felt really good when I was doing the alternate day fasting. And it was one of my better weight loss periods. So as the last week of June, I started doing the alternate day or the 72-hour fast weekly now. And then I'm going to do it again. I don't know how long I'm going to do it for, but I'm going to continue to do it. I've managed to get in 2 alternate day fasting now. Last weekend, I did it on Saturday. I tried to do it Sunday or Friday, but I couldn't do it. My body wasn't ready for it. I don't know what was wrong. I don't know what it needed, but I just couldn't fast that Friday. This last Friday, well, Thursday is when I start the fast. So after my last meal on Thursday, I brought my ground beef. It was half a pound of ground beef and 12 slices of bacon, 8 slices, a bunch of bacon. I brought that. I had that at work, but it wasn't really breakfast. It was like a mid-morning time when I ate that. And then I had some, I can't even think of what it was. Oh, the beef sticks that I like. They're not that bad. They do have like 2 grams of carbs per stick, and I had 2 of those, and then I had a meat and cheese stick. And I was full. I got home from working. I had that one. It was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon when I finished that. I got home that night and I wasn't hungry. So I went back to 1 o'clock and I started my timer for my alternate day fast to 1 o'clock. And that means I could have ate at 1 o'clock this morning. That would have been 36 hours. I made it until 8. Well, I did have a bone broth this morning at 6. I was drinking that during Dan's interview. Then I went out and I walked for an hour, and then so my actual fast I ended up breaking just after 8:15 this morning, and that ended up being 43 hours for a fast, which isn't bad. That's 2 alternate day fasts in a row that I've been able to do on a weekend, and I'm actually pretty proud of that because I've been struggling hard on those. And I think the biggest thing that I've done is I've changed my mindset. I know if I struggle on a Friday, I know I can do it Saturday. But I'm telling myself now, you're not going to struggle because I've got this and I can do it. Angie says, hello, Mr. Biscuit. Fries be love Sunday morning coffee. Fun time. It is. I love going on Sunday mornings with Dustin. Aaron said, I'll have some hard-boiled eggs soon. Need something in my system. Will be hot and humid. All that gear. Absolutely. couldn't imagine being out there doing that. It's just crazy. Angie says, I find myself doing alternate fasting just because I am not hungry, especially if I eat steak and butter. Yesterday I made ground beef crust pizza. Ooh, that sounds good. And yep, the cheese got bloated today. Yes, it will. What kind of cheese are you using, Angie? Because there are different cheeses you can use that can help. I don't know if you grate like fresh mozzarella, where it's designed for pizzas and it doesn't have all the moisture in it. Or if you use like a Parmesan oregano that's in the hard block, I really like that cheese where you can do that. But I really like the raw cheese. The raw cheeses I find have not bloated me, and I have better control with the raw cheese. If I have the regular pasteurized cheese, I find myself wanting to eat more and more of it. So I have to be careful with that. But the bloating, I don't really get that bloating. It's actually the last 3 Sundays now before I do my 72-hour fast. The last 3 Sundays, I have had Kiltz's ice cream before I start my fast. That's the last thing I'll eat before I start my fast. And it's all fat, right? So the heavy cream and then an egg. That's all it is. And it really, I can watch my blood sugars at night on my CGM just steadily go down, even after I've had that. So it doesn't have a reaction in my body, and it seems to help me get into that fast a lot easier too. But naturally, alternate day fasting like that is amazing. If you can get that, that's really good. Yeah, Aaron, it's so addicting. Oh goodness, that gear has to be hot. You'll be sweating out your electrolytes quickly. Absolutely. Brian says, I started my fast early. I haven't been feeling good for the last couple of days. Leftovers from when I got sick with COVID. This hasn't come around for a while. Not fun. Yeah. That is never a fun thing to do. But I did find fasting this last winter, doing the alternate day fast, hitting those resets for metabolism, for your immune system really helped me. And everybody else was getting sick around my office and around the house. My wife and I were good. My wife even ended up getting sick, but at Christmas time, she cheated for a lot longer. We had agreed to eat off plan, eat some of grandma's baking stuff for like 4-day period. I stuck to that. She didn't. She stayed off for like 2 weeks and then she got sick. And that wasn't good. Brian says, I don't track weight by day, week, or even month, but by quarter. Last quarter was 2 pounds, which I'm okay with. But if it's less than that, next quarter I'll make some adjustments, down 78 pounds so far. Congratulations, Bride's Biscuit. I have the opposite happen to me. If I don't track it, I tend to gain weight back. I have to track it and keep it in front of me so I can see what's going wrong. I can't fix what I don't know. So I track. That's why I track my glucose. I track my ketones when I'm fasting, so I know what's going on. I'll check my ketones once in a while when I'm eating, just to see that I'm in ketosis. And I have been. Might not always be where I want it to be, but it works. Also, adjusting my eating window. If I can eat earlier, like if I bring food to work with me, I can really tell the difference in how I feel in the morning when I wake up. I feel much better, and my ketones are higher in the morning. My glucose is lower in the morning if I eat earlier, like at 3 o'clock instead of at 6:30, 7 o'clock. And does the same thing with my wife. If she eats at night or she snacks at night, her glucose in the morning is very elevated. If she eats early in the afternoon and then she doesn't snack, then she's good. Aaron says, I got beat up on the field yesterday. Catcher missed the 50-mile-per-hour fastball into the arm, elbow. Lost feeling most of the day. That sucks. I sorry about that, Aaron. It's just that really sucks. Just fresh mozzarella, some shaved Parm Romano blend. Yeah, I love the Parmesan Romano blend. That's really good. So that's making you blow up. You should see if you can find that same type of cheese, but in the raw cheese. It has such a different flavor profile, and the way that it's just a much different, better cheese for the body. You did Emma the Carnivore's chicken pizza crust yesterday, or you did her pizza crust. I like that pizza crust too. I've done that too. I've actually made her version of the carnivore bars before also. Long COVID is horrible. I wouldn't wish this on anyone. I agree. And Bridesmaid says I eat the same mass every day, the same meal every day. All metabolic markers are healed. Just some low-level inflammation. Weight loss has been consistent, and that's perfect. That's where you want to be. And he's got a question. Do you think if a person is allergic to eggs, that they would be allergic or not be able to tolerate chicken as well? Or do you think it's what they're putting in the store-bought chicken? I think it's what they're putting in the chicken. I think it's what they're feeding the chicken. Most chicken that you're going to find out there are being fed grains and soybeans and stuff like that, and they have a monogastric stomach. So all the toxins and stuff that we don't want in the meat is going to be in some form. It's not as bad as eating actual, soybean or the grains and stuff, but that's what they're feeding them. Chickens are traditionally more carnivorous. They can eat the grains and stuff like we do, but they thrive on meat, just like most wild birds. They can eat the berries and they can eat that stuff. But a lot of the birds out there are meant to be eating meats. And chicken is actually one of them. If you're eating grain-fed or vegan-fed chicken, that's animal abuse. The only reason they're feeding them that way is to fatten them up. And that's terrible. Let's see. MMA lover. MMA. Awesome. Has anyone used exogenous ketones such as the GBHB salts to help extend a fasting window? No, I have used exogenous ketones. I have used Ketone IQ, and I've used Dr. Ba's ketone salt. Raspberry lemonade, it's actually really good. And what I've found with those, yes, when you take the ketone's in your bloodstream right away. There's research out there that shows, and I've learned this from Jason Fung and from Ben Bickman, and there's somebody else I was talking, might be Dr. Boz. But when your ketones get elevated, it triggers your liver to make more ketones, which is good. But I've found when you use exogenous ketones, 12 hours later, your ketones are going to be lower than what they would have been if you didn't use them. So if you're taking the exogenous ketones, and your ketones are at 2.0, this is what I found. If I take it at 2.0, an hour later, 2 hours later, I'll be at 3.0. I go up about 1 when I do the exogenous ketones. But 12 hours later, I'll be at a 1.5 instead of a 2.0 or 2.5. I will lose the ketones 12 hours later. It does help with the hunger pangs. It does help with that. And if you need to do it, I would. Now, what I have started doing And it's just been a little bit different. Like the Dr. Boz ketone salts, it's 2 scoops for a serving in 16 ounces of water, right? I find if I take 1 scoop, mix it with 6 to 8 ounces of water, and I drink that right before bed, my sleep is tremendously better. And I've seen that in the last week because I've done that for a week now. And every night, my time from I lay down, my watch tracks at the time I lay down to the time I actually fall asleep. That window is very short. I don't have any times that I'm waking up through the night. I have restlessness in there, which it tracks to, and that's normal. That's when you roll over or whatever. It shows that. But I'm getting solid sleep. I'm getting really good REM sleep, and I'm getting really good deep sleep. But I'm not waking up. I'm not having interruptions. A elevated ketone level while you're sleeping helps to heal the brain, and it helps to heal the body a little bit more. So I figure, 1 scoop at night before I go to bed isn't going to hurt me. And tracking this stuff shows that it hasn't hurt me. So that is one of the things that I do track stuff just to see how I do and see what I do. If I don't track it, then I don't know. Is it worth the money? I don't know yet. That container of ketones from Dr. Boz, it's 20 doses is what it's supposed to be. And it's 73 or 76 bucks or something like that. So you have to ask yourself, is it worth it to you? Was it worth it to elevate my ketones in a fast to see if it gets me ahead a little bit? I don't think so. Is it worth it to take a half a scoop before I go to bed to get better sleep? So far, I'd have to say, yeah, it's worth it because I'm sleeping much better at night. Nor, hello, how are you today? Nice to see you here. I am doing excellent. Let's see. Brian says, going back to bed. I'll be listening. Have a blessed day, everyone. You're welcome, Brian. I hope you feel better again. It sucks not feeling good. You tried making carnivore bars, didn't like them? Want to try the real ones. And unless you're, I'm going to put it this way, unless you're strict carnivore, Aaron, the carnivore bars don't always taste the best. They really don't. But the new everyday carnivore bars, I guess if you were to buy one of the sample packs so you could try them all, you might like some of the ones, especially the ones with the berries and stuff. I think just the plain salted one, unless you're fat adapted and you haven't had, because you still do some veg and stuff like that, and there's nothing wrong with that. But straight just fat carnivore bar, unless you're very fat adapted and you're used to not having anything else like that, it's a different taste. And the first time I tried the carnivore bar, I did not like it. In fact, I bought the 6-pack of carnivore bars. I tried one of them, and it sat in my pantry for about 8 months before I decided I'd try it again. The second time I tried them, my God, I loved them. I thought they were great. But yeah, try one of the sample packs. If you want to save 10%, there's a link in my description that you can save 10% on it. Uncle Charlie, good morning. Hey, it's nice to see you. Uncle Charlie says, how you doing? Just got back from my closing. I just closed my 6th townhouse. I have 10 moving in next week. I'll be painting all day today. Oofda. That's a lot. 6 townhouses. You have 10 moving in a week. That's a lot of turnover right there. Angie says, when I lived in PA, we had a family-owned cheese store, and that was the best cheese ever. Never bothered me. I have to look for raw cheese down here. Yeah, where are you at, Angie? Egg whites contain albumin, which can trigger an allergy in sensitive individuals. That is correct, Bryce Biscuit. And I've actually stopped eating eggs. Probably been about a month now. 28 days now. It was the same time I gave up coffee. I gave up eating eggs too. I was finding that whenever I ate eggs, my sinuses would start running. That's a histamine reaction. And I finally nailed that down to the eggs. I stopped eating the eggs and I don't have it. So when I eat, my sinuses don't start running. So I'm thinking it's the egg whites that are causing a histamine reaction in me. Yeah, rest up, Brian. Uncle Charlie, do you think I will lose more weight in inches if I cut out the eggs and just go strict line diet? I believe you probably would, Uncle Charlie. Doing a strict line diet, I would encourage you to track your calories from fat for like 2 weeks just to see where you're at. And if you're not losing weight, then you have a spot where you can go to adjust your calories from fat. Our bodies change over time when we're doing this diet. I was from December or from February until middle of June, I was eating the same, higher fat carnivore diet, 75 or so percent of my calories coming from fat. And I gained weight. I know my body's still healing and it's going to do that. And I don't mind. I wasn't gaining inches on my stomach. I wasn't gaining inches on my waist. I was still losing, changing some fat to muscle. So my weight was changing, but my body was changing with it. I started adjusting my calories. I've been eating a 50-50 ground beef, ground pork mix every other day. And then eating my regular ground beef or steak that I would be doing before the next day. And just going back and forth on that. And I cut my calories from fat to 60% one day and then 75% the next. Then I'll fast. And then I'll go back to the 60%, the 75%, and do an alternate day fast. And then do, depending upon how I feel, the higher fat or the lower fat. And it's tricked my body. It's got my body into losing weight. I was 211 again this morning, which is where I was at the end of my last 72-hour fast on Wednesday, which is amazing to me because I gained 3 pounds on my refeed. I did a 36-hour, 43-hour fast, but I ended up being, and I feel great. My weight came back down to what it was on that fast, and I'm happy with that. So since June 15th, now I've lost 16 pounds. The other day was 23 days, so now it's 24 days or whatever. Perfect. I'm losing over half a pound a day by doing this way. But if I wasn't tracking my calories from fat, I don't think I would have been losing the weight like I am just by fasting. It helps. You don't have to do it forever, but just tracking. You'll see other people on here. Grandma Crochet Corner, Barbara, she's tracking her ketones and her blood sugars. She's adjusting her eating windows so that she can have better glucose control and ketones. Same with Erin Booby Goats. She's doing the same thing. She's tracking and she's adjusting to get better glucose control and better ketones. And it's helped them in their weight losses. They're still eating the same as what they've been eating. They just adjust a lot of their eating windows. And it works. Yeah. Retired Rick, hey, good morning. Watching on the big screen. Awesome. You got me looking larger in life up there. Angie says MCT oil helps with fasting and ketones. Dr. Minnie says it doesn't break your fast, especially if you're struggling to get through the day. I used it before going into a fast at times, and it helps. I use the MCT oils when I'm not fasting more and on the very first day of the fast. Because it does. The MCT oils work with your body, they work with the liver so that your body can start to make the ketones. And that is absolutely great. Aaron says, as I've gotten to my more ideal weight, I actually had to cut back on some fats, right? And that makes sense. Uncle Willie, good morning. A vacuum cleaner died. Not worth fixing. Well, that sucks. Or doesn't. MMA Lover, thank you so much for the feedback. That was awesome information. I'm going to try a scoop before bed this evening and see if my sleep score improves. Thanks. Oh, absolutely. How are you tracking your sleep? What kind of watch do you have, or do you have a ring, or what do you have? I bet the Pixel 4 watch, I think it is, or the newest Pixel watch is. I actually wanted one of these here for a long time, but I had just bought my Fitbit watch when the Pixel watches came out, and I just now got this Pixel 4, and it's actually pretty cool. But it does a really good job tracking. I don't care for the way that Google changed their app, because it used to be a Fitbit, now it's a Google Health app, and they changed some of the stuff on there. It's not as user friendly as the old AI was, or UI, user interface. But how are you tracking it? Yeah, you're still mainly carnivore, and I agree. And there's nothing wrong with having some veg. My wife still does that. She'll have the rotel with her chicken every now and then. It makes her happy. Oh, you're East Tennessee, about 90 minutes from Gatlinburg and 20 minutes west of Knoxville. I've been into Johnson City, Kingsport area, the Tri-Cities there. Beautiful area. And I've been through Knoxville once, twice. Beautiful country. I love it down that area. Captain Carnivore Luke, how you doing this morning? You made it. Better late than never. You're always on time, Captain. Always on time. Lucky Travel Places, how you doing? To the person with egg allergies, try quail eggs or duck eggs. Yep. Some of the allergy that you find with the chicken eggs is because of what they're fed. If you have quail eggs that are from a natural feed that they're eating, or natural food that they're eating, or duck eggs, they're much better. Do I take glycine daily? No. The only supplement that I do daily, what would I do with it? I put it back in my pocket. The only thing I take on a regular basis, extra salt. These Redmond salt containers, this holds about 7 grams of salt. I know because I refill these and I weight them, so I know how much I'm taking. It takes about 7 grams. Some days I'll go through 2 of those. But generally every day I go through at least one. So I have at least 1 7-gram container of salt. I buy the Redmond salt by the 10-pound container, and my wife and I go through that. It actually doesn't take us long. You track on a Bevel app from your Apple Watch. Okay. Yeah, you can. If you've been tracking on it for a while and you have a good baseline, you should be able to tell pretty easily how you're doing on this. I know with mine, my waking up through the night, it really made a difference in the amount of time it took me to fall asleep. I didn't have trouble going to sleep to begin with. I was generally to sleep within 10 minutes. Now it's like 2 to 3 minutes and I'm out. And I sleep so much better. My deep sleep and my REM sleep have improved. Right, Aaron? If my wife having a little veggie makes her happy, it's worth it. Absolutely. And that's one of the reasons why we have the Kiltz ice cream too, is that makes her happy. And she can eat the Kiltz ice cream and she doesn't have a blood glucose spike. Aaron saying hi to Captain Carnivore. Hey, Aaron. You got a bounce in a minute. Glad you had a chance to drop in and say hi. Well, it's nice to see you. Oh, there you gotta go look, right? Oh, you're still ugly. Well, not much we can do about that, Luke. At least you have hair that you can have styled. I chose to get rid of my hair. My hair, I used to have uh, brown hairs, brunette. When it turned gray, that's when I did this. I did that on purpose. I was too young to be gray, and that was in my mid 30s. I said, nope, I'd rather be bald. See, Aaron says you need to go with mine and Lance's haircut. All right. Yep. That is funny. Brian Spixer says I use glycine to regulate my methylation cycle. It's been improving your numbers. Huh? That's great. I honestly don't know what glycine does, so I've never looked into it. It's one of the things about all this stuff is I'm still learning a tremendous amount of stuff about what the body does and everything. There's so much to learn. Yeah. And we can't all have hair like Rick. Rick has got some of the best hair. If my hair looked like Rick, I would not have ever shaved my head bald. It's got to be great being, 58 years old, no gray hair, nothing. And MMA says, thanks again for everyone's time. My first time logging on. I look forward to all the information available to help me on my health journey. Got to bounce and cut the yard before it gets hot. Yeah, I got to do that as soon as this live stream is done. I got to go out and mow the yard too because it's bad out there. And it's supposed to get really hot today. Yeah, Rick's got a full head of hair at 58. That's absolutely amazing. I have no hair at 59. And when I do have hair, it's all gray. Zealandzen. Okay. My carnivore docs put glycine in the top 5 supplements plus creatine, omega-3, vitamin D, and multivitamins. That's good. The only multivitamin I eat, and I've actually stopped taking that multivitamin, is an egg. But I do like liver, and I do like other organ meats. I gotta start doing this. I've had it once before where I've taken some liver and I've ground it into chuck roast that I made into ground beef. So I get a organ blend in it. But I need to do that more. I need to buy a chuck roll and just grind the whole thing into ground beef so I can actually put a little bit of heart, liver, spleen, kidney, whatever into those so that you get a better mix and you get all the vitamins in it that way. Yeah, hey, it's great to have you in here. Have a good day. Aaron says, I mixed liver in with meatballs and meatloaf, right? I just couldn't tell my wife because my wife wouldn't eat it if she knew there was liver in it. Because that's the way she is. She's just picky. It's like the first time she had venison, she loved the venison roast. Backstory is we were living in Minnesota. My parents lived on the other side of town from us. They invited us over for dinner. Well, my dad told me what we were having, and I just told my wife it was roasting potatoes and carrots. I knew it was a venison roast. We ate, and dinner went really good. My wife loved it. Our girls loved it. And then she asked my dad what kind of roast it was, and he told her Bambi. She about threw up. She turned green. She's like, what? It was actually kind of funny. Thomas, hey, it's nice to see you here. How are you doing today? It's nice to see you get out and get up and down them stairs. That was amazing. Congratulations on that. Have they got the elevator fixed yet? You don't tell your kids and they don't notice it, right? And I'd have to do that when my wife isn't around so she wouldn't know that I was mixing it in there. That's what I really got to do because that's the best way to do it. Yeah. You love liverwurst, cod liver, chicken liver in pate, beef liver. You don't eat. Had enough as a kid for a lifetime. I love beef liver. I'll eat liver and onions. I'll take the onions off, but I'll eat the liver and onions. I love that. A little bit of mustard. It is one of the best meals, and I've always enjoyed it. Growing up, it was like that's what the adults got, and it was like a prized meal to be able to have it. Hey, wisecracker. Good morning. How are you doing today? It's nice to see you in here. 60 plus. My hairline is the same as when I was 16. Yeah, see, my hairline has actually gone pretty far back too. It's not the best. But that part didn't bother me. The receding hairline, I'm all right with that. It was when my hair turned gray in my mid 30s, I was like, no, this has got to change. Now, I will say, I've noticed in my beard this winter, there were more dark spots in my beard than there were the year before. I've heard a lot of people on Carnivore say that their hair color has come back more closer to what the original hair color was. So I'm looking forward to it. So I want to see what that does for me next winter. Limburger cheese. Yeah, stinky cheese. Yum, yum. Wisecracker is doing well. Awesome. So what have you been doing the last few days? I haven't seen you in any chats harassing anybody other than Larry. Yes. How are you doing today? Still don't know how to pronounce your name properly. So, how are you doing? It's nice to see you here again this morning. So, again, this is our forecast for the next couple of days here. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, all over 100 degrees. And it's sneaking up on us quickly, which is amazing. I'm actually looking forward to it because see, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, it's going to be nice and warm outside. I'm going to be fasting on those days. So I know if I get cold sitting in my office, I can just go outside in the sun for a little bit and warm up. And I do need that. What are we staying accountable for? We're staying accountable to ourselves for our diet. We're staying accountable for sticking to our plan and the way of eating that we want to do and supporting each other so that we can continue to get healthy. Hey, it's nice to see you here, by the way, Donna Ray. Wisecracker, LOL. I watch a lot of fishing and conspiracy videos, music too, but I haven't got notifications daily. Oh, yeah. I hate when YouTube does that, when they stop notifying people. Even on streams that I've gone to and I know they're coming up and I'll click on notify me, they're terrible for that. Oh, yeah. And Donnery, also being accountable for my mosquito bites because I did my walk after my interview with Dan this morning. I went out and I did my 3-mile walk. It was cool out. The sun was just coming up, so there's not the heat, and the mosquitoes were out terrible today. I got more mosquito bites this morning in the 1 hour walk than I had all of last year. Absolutely terrible. And I can't count how many bites I got this morning because, well, I haven't tried to. Hey, you see what arm, what hand? Oh, this one. Oh, right there. This right here, that butter squishy, this is my granddaughter. If you are on the first part of the stream, you saw my granddaughter was on there on my wife's phone saying hi. That's her butter squishy. I like to have it on there so she knows that I have something from her on with my live stream every day. I think it's cool. And even my granddaughter likes salt. She'll have salt with her French fries and her chicken nuggets and whatever she eats, she'll put salt on it. She won't eat bacon though. Crazy. I wish I could get more of my grandkids to eat bacon and the good stuff that we have. Now, I was in another live stream this morning, and one of the people in there was talking about their blood glucose and the type of diet that they're eating and what their levels are. Then I took a look at what my levels were. So this is my high today so far is 88, and that was at 7:40. And this was actually while I was walking that it went up that high, which is kind of crazy. My low overnight was 56 at 1:37 in the morning. The bottom line on here, that's at 70. And you see I go below 70 quite often overnight. And my average today so far is 74. That's my average blood glucose. My average blood glucose for the last 30 days is only 86. So I don't go above 100 very often. And when I do, it's only a few points above and then it comes back down. Just thought I'd share that. The guy was I think he called himself a fruitarian. And he was saying that, eating just fruit's better for you. It's not. I actually have a guy at work that does eat just fruit, and he's heavy set, overweight, just like anybody else eating a plant-based diet. They may be thin on the outside, but on the inside, they're not. Uncle Willie says, bought a king-size mattress on Amazon this week. A big improvement from your old one and a quarter of the price. Well, that's awesome. Having a good mattress really works. Sorry. All right. I don't know what that was. It's like I swallowed a bug and it just all of a sudden in the back of my throat. My wife and I got lucky several years ago. One of the guys that used to work with me, these places that you can buy a mattress or whatever for 90 days and try it out. And if you don't like it, return it and get your money back. When you return it, they generally don't bring it back to their factory or to their sales floor. They call somebody to pick it up and then they just throw it away. Some guy ordered this mattress set, king size bed, but it's got 2 twin XL mattresses and stuff on it. That's the way they come. And they're adjustable, so the head adjusts and the feet adjust. He slept on one of them one night, didn't like it, and had it returned. So the guy that used to work with me went out there with his buddy, because that's what they did on the side. It was one of their side hustles. Picked it up, and they saw that it was brand new. In fact, the one box spring and the one mattress was still in plastic, unopened. The other bed frame and everything was still in the plastic and taped up and everything. He only set up one of them. He didn't like it, slept on it one night, wanted it gone. So he calls me up and says, hey, we just picked this up. It's in great shape. The guy says he only slept on it one night. He didn't like it. Do you want it? And I'm like, well, hell yeah. I got a $3,000 bed set for $500. Perfect. If you could find out who around your area does that kind of stuff, you could probably pick up some nice furniture, some nice bedding, all kinds of nice stuff. Judy, good morning. How are you? First time catching my live. I like to see that. You see a lot of Carnivore Questers in here. Yes, you do. They are in here. What butter do y'all partake in? Mine doesn't look right melting in the pan. High water content, maybe. That could be. I use the Kirkland. Um, oh, what the hell is it? The Kirkland butter from Costco butter or Kerrygold. And then there's a specific butter that you can find at Walmart. I can't remember the name of it. I can see it in my head. I can't picture what the name is. It's actually the Kirkland brand butter, but in their name brand, they sell it at Walmart. And that's really good butter. And we've tried the Target brand butter. We've tried the Walmart brand butter. We've tried some of the other butters, but they all seem to have, like what you're saying, a different water content in them, or maybe cut with some type of a seed oil. But we found the Kirkland, the Kerrygold, and the one that makes the Kirkland butter are absolutely great. Aaron says hello to everyone in the stream. Use Kerrygold butter or Aldi's Irish butter, right? They're actually pretty damn good too. Better for who and why always? Because the conversation on the fact. Yep. If you look at the facts and take personal feeling out of it, things start to come better into focus. Yeah. How you feeling, Thomas? Why Carnivore Explained? Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday. It is nice to see you here again. Jester. I only go above 100 when I see 3 miles straight on a downward hill in Utah. Right? Bruce says, my mattress is also customer return. There's nothing wrong with them, especially because most customers return them within that warranty period or that try it free period. Actually pretty good. And Uncle Willie says, we have a 365-day trial on our mattress through Amazon. Well, that's damn good. That's got to be a pretty good mattress then. Yeah. You think it's a game changer? Very flavorful and yum melt really easy. Oh, the butter? Yes. Butters are really good. Brown butter bites, I really enjoy that. My wife loves it, but we will eat too much of it if we make it. So we only make brown butter bites once in a while because they are addictive. Wisecracker says, my wife is Scottish. I'm not sure if I want to inherit that conflict. Bring in some more of that fighting Irish energy, right? That's a good one. Irish cream butter, yes. Absolutely. Bryce says, I use, the Icelandic butter, pastured cows, no hormones, and $7 a pound at Whole Foods. Wow. That's not bad. Let's see, Aaron's asking Judy where she's at. She's already in Orange Belt. Yeah, you better watch out, Wisecracker, because being a Wisecracker around an Orange Belt, you might get something else cracked, right? Exactly. Uncle Willie said I use Kerrygold salted butter. Yes, the unsalted Kerrygold butter, Bella Ma has a video about that, and it's not the best butter. So I'd be careful with the unsalted. The salted Kerrygold is really good. Hey, Larry Ryan, good to see you here. Good morning. Everybody saying hi. Wisecracker says my mattress is from 1940s, springy. Oof, that's rough, man. Carnivore Explain says I buy grass-fed Kirkland butter. A couple of slices and my coffee is perfect in the morning. Hold off eating until about 11 a.m. Yep. Seems to keep my ketones up for fat burning. Absolutely. And I have found that works very well. I don't know if the person that was in here earlier that was asking about the ketones and stuff is still here. That is one of the things that I found, the MMA lover, yeah. I have found that if I'm struggling when I get home on a fast, if I'm struggling in any way, if I cut a slice of butter and I have just the butter and then I go do something to keep myself occupied, within 10, 15 minutes, I can feel the difference in my body. I can feel my ketones rising. And I've checked them before and they've gone up quite a bit just by having butter. Is it breaking my fast? Technically, because I had calories, yeah, but it's fat and it's not raising my glucose. It's not giving me an insulin response. So I'm okay with that. And that's what I'm looking for. Rides biscuit. Yeah. What sounds very yummy? All right. Yeah, I don't have a Whole Foods around here either. Oh, you're talking about that butter? There's an Amish butter that one of our stores sells here, Cashwise Foods. They sell an Amish butter made from cream. Cream and salt is the only ingredients in it, but it has a different taste than the Kirkland butter or the Kerrygold butters. Bridesmaid says I only have Whole Foods and Amazon, right? Some people have a harder time getting to stores that have stuff like this. Like the store that is closest to me, it's a small store and they're way more expensive and they don't have that big of a selection. Judy says, I love my Kerrygold butter in my coffee, but for some reason, I can't stop adding a little cream. The only time I buy cream is when I'm going to make ice cream for my wife. Otherwise, I don't have it in the house, so I don't have that issue. But I did find that if you make your beef broth or your bone broth and you put about a full tablespoon of butter in it and use a frother and you mix that up really good, oh my goodness, is that absolutely delicious. Right, Wisecracker says I heard vanilla mixed with water and a spray bottle keeps mosquitoes away. I was thinking about that, Wisecracker, while I was on my walk. And up until today, last year, I think I had 3 mosquito bites all year. And up until this morning, I haven't had a mosquito bite me. And I've been out on walks and stuff, and I don't know what it is. I think it's all the rain that we have. All of a sudden, they were just all over me. But I was walking, and I was about halfway through my walk when they were getting my legs bad, and I was like, I'm going to try that vanilla and water mix and spray it and see if that works. Judy says that she uses Amazon as well. What sounds counterintuitive? Amazon is 75% Whole Foods. Amazon is 75%. Whole Foods, the rest. Right. You absolutely love bone broth with butter. You add an egg yolk with it? I don't know if I could do that. I might be able to. Wisecrack went to a farmer's market yesterday. Angus beef raised 11 miles from me, $4 a pound, 90.10. It's not a bad price for 90.10. You should ask them if they can add some more fat to it. That way you don't have to add butter or anything else to it. But farm raised that close to you, can't beat that. Farm fresh eggs, $3. That is a good price there. I like that. Yeah. That's what you do there. Butter, froth, yum. Absolutely. I've never done it with my coffee before, or with my bone broth. I've done it with coffee. I never did that with bone broth, and I thought this morning that it just sounded good, and it was. Vanilla and water spray bottle sounds counterintuitive, wisecrackers. It seems like, yeah, I've heard that before, though. He's not the first one to say that, and that's why I was thinking that this morning. Somebody else was saying that in one of the live streams, that vanilla and water, you spray it, and it keeps the mosquitoes away. I'm going to try it. Thomas says he's okay enjoying a steak. Awesome. Enjoy that fatty steak, Thomas. Larry says I could have bone broth with butter every day. It is really good. I was really amazed. I might have to start bringing butter to work so I can have bone broth and butter at work. I generally don't like to eat while I'm at work. So I like to do OMAD. And if I'm at work and I get hungry, I can have a bone broth and butter. That'd be perfect. It sounds counterintuitive, yes. TikTok advice. Worth a teaspoon of vanilla to try. Absolutely. And I'm going to give that a shot. I'm going to see. Judy says she's going to try it today. Well, hey, it's been an hour and 6 minutes. I'm going to head out. I got a lawn to mow and some stuff to get done. Bridesby says I'm eating bacon and liverwurst for breakfast. Skipping eggs today. Usually do 4. Yeah. I've been skipping the eggs for a while now because it's been helping. Yeah, need mosquitoes. Wisecrackers got plenty. Just let them know and we can ship them to you. So y'all have a great weekend. I'll be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central, 11 Eastern, doing this one more time. If you haven't seen it, check out Lions Downward podcast. Dan and I had an interview this morning. It was a great time with Dan. We'll talk to you guys later. Have a good day.
Fix what I couldn't see. Eating clean, playing my part. Still something breaking inside my heart. I was doing everything right, and everything kept getting worse. Following every line they drew, still ended up in reverse. Five pills lined up on the sink, one telling me what to think. Said give it time, you'll be okay. But I kept drifting further away. I was doing everything right.